What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more extended which is to say we're going to listen to the final extended mix from the Stay on These Roads extended, and that is The Living Daylights. Sorry, I'm distracted by a very ridiculous Luca. But yes, The Living Daylights, the Bond theme. This is a track that I've come to know very well, and I've heard a whole lot about. Obviously, there was a lot about it in the movie. A number of folks have talked about the creation of the song. I eventually learned or became clearer about how the single version was different from the version that was on the Stay on These Roads album, and ultimately my understanding of how it has served as a very notable crowd favorite at concerts, live performances, has become clearer as I've gone through the different versions or different performances of it. So ultimately, I do know that it's one where the crowd often sings back or is given a chance to sing, which, having just seen Duran Duran, there were a couple moments in particular, Save a Prayer, like Simon was literally just like, you guys sing it, you guys know it as well as I do. So I know for different bands there tends to be certain songs that just have a greater audience response and a chorus of voices coming from the crowd and in addition to the stage. So yes, I do know this is a fan favorite. I very much like the mysterious, a bit dangerous Bond feeling, even though I'm not myself a notable follower of the Bond franchise, which isn't really a criticism. I like spy movies and shows and so on, but it's just never a franchise that I've seen beyond one or two installments, and even those I don't remember all that well. But I do think the track, in its sonic atmosphere, captures the intrigue of international espionage. So let's give it a listen. This is the extended mix of a-ha's The Living Daylights, included in the bonus or deluxe edition of Stay on These Roads. Definitely an expanded and more gradual opening. Woof. Violence of those chords.
Alright, hold on tight now. It's down to the wire. Set your hopes up way too high. Living's in the way we die.
great. It's definitely a bit more distinct, at least as my brain heard it, than the extended mix of Stay on These Roads, which felt like just more of an excellent thing. The intro here was definitely a bit different, more gradual, more sectional, meaning it didn't just sort of flow into that intriguing riff right away. It sort of built into it and had sort of a piece by piece introduction to the track. And I feel like sonically overall, it felt like some of the layers, like some of the guitar work and some of the percussive, like even keyboard percussive hits were a bit sharper, a bit more frenetic or forceful. It just had a bit more of a sonic violence to it. Not in a bad way, but it felt a little less smooth and a bit more rugged than the regular album track. Though, again, sometimes when I do these reactions to variants or extended mixes or demos, like keeping the original mix, or in this case, like the single mix relative to the album mix, keeping all the different parts in my head as I hear the variant version of it is not easy. But as I said, it felt like some of the sonics were a bit edgier than in the like regular versions, plural, I suppose, of the tune. Certainly some different transitional moments. There was that moment early on with that sort of like harpsichord rendering that like really seemed to hit a bit intensely, and then it rolled into the next section. So some of the transitional moments felt drawn out or reconfigured, but in general, it's still the awesome track that I've known from the earliest time that I heard the... I'm trying to remember, I'm guessing I heard the Stay on These Roads album version, and then maybe when I watched the a-ha movie, I was hearing the single version. Either way, it definitely feels like there's some changes here, and maybe I'm misremembering the way some of those percussive or guitar moments hit in the other versions, but yeah, it felt like it wasn't just longer, it wasn't just adjusted in the intro and some of the transitional moments, but it felt like some of the sonic maybe mastering or balancing or the levels, the EQ work on the track was slightly distinct. But yes, again, I get why this is a crowd favorite. The chorus is very memorable. It makes sense that this is the type of tune that people will sing along to. And I will say it's another tune where Morton's range comes through. He does those elegant, just smooth vocals that I think he's maybe most known for. But he also does some, not like country style vocals, but he has a bit of twang or a bit of attitude in his vocals in some of the moments too. So there's some different types of Morton delivery over the course of the single song, so always appreciate that. Let me know what you think of this extended mix, and we'll be back for more next time. Peace.